Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the 10.5 anniversary treasure map versus Luffy, Taro, and Zoro Jiro to super evolve your Dr. Vegapunk. And in today's video, we're not using any of the 10.5 anniversary exclusive units to take down this particular treasure map. I understand we are so close to New Year's, and I know a lot of people are skipping these banners, and I do understand that not a lot of people are going to not have these particular units. So, with the release of the 2 anniversary exclusives for this treasure map battle, and then Roger Rally Goodbye as another anniversary exclusive, I've decided to cull all of them, including the rare recruits as well. We're not using any today, and basically, I'm only utilizing characters that I've told you guys to summon for. If I've told you guys to summon on the banner, or I've said it's a really good idea to summon, they're the characters that I am focusing on in today's video. But as you can see, we can 5+ our Vegapunk unit. He's a very good free-to-play character. He's 5+ is kind of whatever, but he's still a very good free-to-play nonetheless. This will be a bit of a tricky treasure map, as a lot of the whales will pretty much be going hard, and a lot of you other guys that aren't going hard, or that don't have the characters, probably won't. Might be a bit of a 10 million dip, get to your max milestones, and then call it a day. So, as of the trusted character list, like, they've just basically cucked the list. Like, it's obviously, like, the 2 new anniversary characters, with the 2 new rare recruits there. We have the Vegapunk and Kuzen, who actually are very good for this particular treasure map, which is awesome. And then we have Roger Rally Gaban moving into the batch, the Uta Perona. I don't even think that Zoro is available right now either. Like, I don't think we've got the rewards, nor will we have them by the time that the event comes out. But look, let me know in the comment section below if I'm wrong there. We also have Magellan being a 1.35 booster, which is great. And then for some reason, we have Beppo with a 7-turn cooldown instead of a 10-turn cooldown. Like, just add Beppo somewhere, like, here. Like, just, why not? I understand he's not a treasure map legend, though, so, like, there's also that. As for the rest of the booster list, literally, that is it. Like, that's literally it. Like, look at this. Look how tiny this list is, man. Like, what are you, like, man, what are you doing? Give us more units to use in your goddamn game modes. But, like I said, we did manage to get it done today. And with that said, let's dive on in. Starting off with the first mini-boss, stereotypically the easiest. They want you to use Uta, though. Who the hell has Uta? Like, who summoned for Uta? I know lots of people did summon for Uta, and if you did, let yourself be known. I ain't gonna clown you in the comments, because, like, I know Uta's a very popular character, but, like, bruh, more power to you. Everyone gets all the good stuff. On battle 3, you get a 60% HP cut, remove sound effects for 5 turns, 5 turns of attack down, full body strength orbs, full immunity except defense down, 5 turns of defense up, and 3 turns of a tap barrier for 2 good hits. Very annoying that it is a 3-turn barrier, by the way. Like, it's a very, very, very annoying that it is 3 turns. Not many characters can get around a 3-turn barrier. However, the team we put together looks a little bit like this. We are utilizing Nami and Karina. Nami, Karina can remove the attack down. They can remove the defense up in the Karina form. And then with Nami, they can actually remove 2 turns of the barrier, which is going to be really, really handy. But, unfortunately, you are going to be left with 1 turn of that barrier. So, just be mindful of that when you guys are doing that. You might have to get some goods. But I threw Carrot and Wanda on this team because Carrot and Wanda have barrier penetration. Literally the only reason they're here. That way, you can use the Izo Kifu special to wave clear turn 2. You can use Zoro to wave clear turn 1. And that way, you'll have a carryover chain lock. So, that way, you can sort of just kill the easy stages. Remember, you have an attack boost with Nami, you have an orb boost with Nami Karina, plus you guys will be getting extra drops thanks to the fact that you are running Nami Karina as your captains here. So that's the team. That's basically how it works. Shouldn't have too many issues. If you bring a friend captain Uta, like, hell, bring a friend captain Uta if you can find one, but, like, let's be real, like, you shouldn't have summoned on Uta. On to the second mini boss now. It's Kid Killer. A lot of like, right-hand man situation stuff going on. There's 6+ Perona, even worse. Who summoned, like, who has 6+ Perona? And then obviously the Vegapunk character is the booster characters. Free Spirit, Cerebral, and Shooters, I believe, or Driven maybe. Shooters, Free Spirit, Cerebral, get all the good stuff. On battle 3, you get a 70% HP cut. There's normal attacks only, 1 turn of special reverse, block slots, 1 turn of fear, 1 turn of damage null. And after 1 turn, so if you don't remove that damage nullification, the enemy is going to put up 5 turns of paralysis and 2 turns of a 30-hit barrier. So, a little bit annoying there, but what I've said is, I said, stuff this, I've just gone Gear 5. I just said, hey, let's go in as Gear 5. You can activate the EX, so you go into the Gear 5 form. You don't even need his special. We're basically just going to go in, bypass the barrier, bypass the damage nullification, bypass the special reverse, and we're pretty much off to the races. With Shirahoshi's Limit Break ability, we start with a full board of rainbow slots with her crewmate, and that way you can just keep these to the fight. You don't have to worry about the block orbs. Plus she has type advantage too, which is really, really nice. We're utilizing Brook as our wave clearer. We do need 3 Straw Hats to get the EX of Luffy. Brook is the best one to do this. You can use, obviously, Treasure Map Zoro, but I'm using him elsewhere, so Brook fit the bill most. And then the other 2 characters, I just grabbed 2 Straw Hats that were in to throw them on the team. Nami Carrot, this free-to-play Sanji, they were the best options. You don't have to use boosters here. Like I said, I'm not really running boosters. These are pretty much going to be my speed teams, and like that's sort of the goal, because ideally to get 10 mil points, you just want to get to those mini bosses out of the way, get to the final stage, and just like beat them down. As I mentioned, if you just replace Sanji, well, Sanji's free-to-play, so everyone should have that, but Nami Carrot, I understand people might not have Nami Carrot. You can just use any other Straw Hat in replacement for them. Onto the third mini boss, Marco and Whitebeard. Basically, if you run Magellan here, he just covers everything. The 6+ Magellan just literally takes care of everything, but we're using him on the final stage, so we can't use him here, which makes him a little bit annoying. Dex, Quickening, characters get all the good stuff. On Battle 3, there's Paralysis, Full Board of Poison Orbs, Normal Attacks only, Resilience, Bind, and Burn. So as you can see, having 2 Magellans means that you can get around the paralysis as captains, you get around the poison slots, you get around the resilience because you're poisoning the enemy that goes through full immunity, getting around the bind, you're getting around the burn, it all works out hunky-dory. Like I said though, we're using Magellan as our leader for the final boss fight, so I had to do something like this. We are using Momo as our captain, so that way he can auto-proc his special on turn 1. That way you actually get end of turn damage to bypass the resilience, plus as a captain he's just going to just completely get around the bind, which is going to work out really nicely. He's then going to give you an attack boost as well, and then on the final stage we can use this Luffy special. This Luffy's going to remove special bind and paralysis and burn by 6 turns, which is basically going to cover you for everything that you need there. I think it's, hang on, how many turns is it? 8 turns of paralysis? It's 8 turns of paralysis, so we're just going to do a cheeky little Rayleigh support here, and that way we can get around pretty much all of the paralysis there thanks to Luffy. You can chuck on Izo Kiku on Momo or on Hiyori. Hiyori's giving us Wano Orbs, so that way we just carry Wano Orbs into the final stage. Don't have to worry about the poison slots, and then we're using Vista as a wave clearer. In characters, I believe, get the cooldowns on this fight, so that way you can just get Vista ready to go, and then you just, yeah, you're off to the races. I think Momo gives cooldowns too, doesn't he, as captain? He gives slasher characters a bunch of cooldowns. Yeah, 2 turns cooldown. So Vista will be ready. You can wave clear with turn 1, wave clear turn 2, and then Shootin' Maru, he's just here because he's a quick unit and he's a booster. Literally it. Onto the final mini boss fight against Sanji and Pudding. This is where they want you to use all of the anniversary stuff, and then Zoro, who again, I don't think Zoro is released, or we might get Zoro after the treasure map starts. It's just very, very strange. Strength, Sign, in characters are getting the good stuff. There's 4 enemies here, because obviously they want you to use Roger Rayleigh Gaban, and then you can just blast everyone into Oblivions, and you get to go. The 6 turns of special bind, 1 turn of a 4-turn tap limit. So you can only tap with 4 characters for this fight. Normal attacks only, full immunity, 2 turns of damage reduction, 6 turns of threshold, and then 2 turns of a perfect barrier for 4 turns. And obviously you can only tap with 4 units, so you kind of want to remove that barrier or like bypass it somehow. Then you also get locked onto that front target, so you will have to sort of just target the 1 unit, or look, it might target something else. So I imagine they want you to use Roger Rayleigh Gaban's 1 million damage to just kill all the back units, and then you can use their taps to get past all that other shenaniganry. But for us, we don't have them, so we're going to use Carrot. Carrot obviously bypasses the barrier, bypasses the damage reduction, bypasses the threshold, and then we're using the regular V1 Roger on this team to bypass the rest of the units. You have fixed damage for 1.5 million that goes through full normal attacks only. Remember, there is normal attacks only here, so you do need to bypass that. He can take care of the rest of the units just like Roger Rayleigh Gaban could. And look, if you can find Roger Rayleigh Gaban, just run him as a friend captain. You're going to get more points, and it's going to work out nicely. As for the special bind, we have the Luffy with the Sabo support. If you guys don't have this Sabo support, you have to find a Roger Rayleigh Gaban friend captain. If you find a Roger Rayleigh Gaban friend captain, you can switch with them, remove 1 turn of special bind, and you will be absolutely fine. Use this Luffy to just do the rest, off to the races. But if you guys don't want to find friend captains, you can use that Sabo support anyway. Zoro, he's wave clearing, he has type advantage. There's not a lot of strength characters that are boosted for what I've told you guys to summon on, so Zoro is pretty much your only option in terms of type advantage. But I did throw Bond Clay on this particular team, because Bond Clay's been around forever, and you actually can turn him in to a strength unit. So there's also that. You get base stats there too. I don't think Carrot will actually get her cooldowns ready in time. Nor do I think, no, Bond Clay should. I don't think Carrot will get her cooldowns in time, so you don't have the orb boost there. But look, you'll have an attack boost, you'll have type advantage, you'll have base stats if you use Bond Clay. And if you use Roger Rayleigh Gaban's special as well, like, you can do some more fun stuff there. So that's the mini bosses. Let's move on to the final boss fight now against Luffy and Zoro. Obviously, all of these like anniversary characters that are like just come out on the new banner, they want you to use them. But then they added Kuzan, and I love this. I love that they add 5+ Kuzan to the recommended character list. I love that they make him very, very good for the final boss fight. It makes it very, very nice for the mid-game new players, all that sort of shenanigans, and non-summonable players as well. Strength, Dex, and quick characters get all the good stuff. On Battle 2, you're going to get 5 turns of special reverse on your bottom row, normal attacks only, 10 turns of despair, which go down to 7 after sockets, and then an attack down if you're below a 3 times chain or above a 3.6. So you need to sit in between there for 5 turns, by the way, which is very, very annoying. Like, it's very, very annoying, but look, at the end of the day, there is a way around it. On battle 3, Luffy, Zoro give you 7 turns of paralysis. They're weak to powerhouse characters. You get burn, normal attacks only, immune to all the blowaway stuff. Status immunity except for increased damage taken, and then an attack down if you have any of the type orbs by 90%. On defeat, Luffy and Zoro will actually come back with 15% of their HP. They'll also slap on another 7 turns of paralysis on your top row, 7 turns of special bond on your top row, blow away your crewmates, and then give you a full board of deck slots. So that's a little bit annoying there. So the team looks a little bit like this. The bottom row characters on turn 2 are actually going to get 5 turns of special reverse. This is where this Kuzan is actually really, really good, because he actually has a sailor ability where he reduces his own cooldown by 5 turns when you are special reverse. So you get the special reverse, he gets his cooldowns back, and then with his special, he actually gives 2 turns of cooldown to the rest of the crew, on top of giving a 3.25 chain lock for 3 turns. He's then going to give himself 4 turns of cooldown, which means you get this part of his special, and you can actually lock orbs if you need to. So works out really, really nicely for this character, taking down the stage 2 shenaniganry. And because he gives the cooldowns to Vegapunk will actually be ready to go on the final stage. Vegapunk has the ability to reduce 2 turns of special reverse. He'll still need 3 turns, but Kuzan will give him 2. And that way, when you move into the final stage, you will be ready to go once again. Once you've done that, you're pretty much covered for the stage 2 fight. Like, you don't really need much else, except for the despair. And as for the friend captain for this particular team, we're utilizing Big Mom and Katakuri. Big Mom and Katakuri allow you to bypass the blowaway mechanic, and they're very important for a friend captain here, on top of the fact that you want to use their special on turn 2 to get around the despair. Once you've done that, you can lock their Semler slots with Kuzan. That way, in the final stage, you don't have to worry about that attack down with the type orbs. Utilizing Ryogoku, or Green Ball as he's known, you can actually get an orb buff and a multiplier buff, whilst also removing slot bind, which I don't think matters on this fight, but just basically you want his orb buff here for 2.5 times for 2 turns, because remember there is a revive. Plus, he can actually utilize this particular Akainu support, which is actually going to lock your orbs, which is really, really nice. He applies Ignite, but like he's really just here to lock the orbs, so like that's what we kind of want him for. To get around the burn, we have Magellan. Magellan's going to obviously poison as well. You can use the super type as well to give more poison, which I think is actually a stronger poison if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think he no, it gives 60 times. That one gives 60 times, where this one gives 50 times. So I feel like just utilizing his special is going to be more poison damage, because remember there is that revive as well. Not that it matters all that much. Basically, we want to use him here just to remove the burn. He's going to apply poison, which then gives color affinity, and then his color affinity, because you have poison, he becomes an attack booster as well, which is really, really nice. So you have a monstrous 2.75 times color affinity buff, and then you have a monstrous 2.75 attack boost as well. With that, you have orbs, you have attack, you have full board assembler slots, and you're going to be in for a really, really good time. The double special activation is going to take care of all the burn there for you as well, so make sure you have that maxed out too. And then on the revive, your paralysis is taken care of. Your top row special one doesn't matter because you've already used those specials. The downside is you are going to be have to still deal with this 5 turns of your chain between 3 and 3.6. Now, to get around that, for the revive, we're actually going to use the Vegapunk special. Vegapunk's special on the revive, you can actually select any of these abilities. And the one that we're going to select when on the revive is the boost the chain multiplier by 1.3. This is going to allow you to finish on a 3.8 chain boundary. And as you can see here, like, we don't have that many characters that are tapping with like decent type advantage and whatnot too. By the way, Beppo, completely replaceable in this team. I just threw him on here because he was a 1.25 times booster. He's a powerhouse character, so I figured he would work well here. But if you wanted to use anything else, you could definitely use anything else, like another character that can like lock slots if you guys are missing, say, Ryogoku, or another orb booster if you don't have him either. So that's basically the team build. It should work. Definitely up to 10 mil. Obviously, your Vegapunk and your Kuzan aren't going to be hitting that hard, and most of the damage is going to be coming from your friend captain, Big Mom, and Katakuri. Downside to this team is I don't have any type advantage. The only character that has type advantage for these fights is like Sengoku and Garp. The Garp rare recruit from the last treasure map or the Big Mom, or Roger Rayleigh Gaban, obviously, and then the Kaido vs. King. And besides Kaido vs. King, none of them are powerhouse characters. So, like, I just don't understand what they were thinking when it came to, like, this particular build, because, like, if you have Shiryu, you can run Shiryu, I guess, but, like, everyone want to skip Shiryu. And again, Nami, Karina, they don't have the classes we need for Big Mom and Katakuri. Neither do Sengoku Garp, neither does the Garp unit, neither does Vegapunk. So, unfortunately, unless you're using Kaido and King, like, you're not going to have any type of advantage here. Or if you have Shiryu, I guess you could just run Shiryu. But other than that, like, that's pretty much what you're stuck with. Obviously, if you have Shiryu, you use Shiryu over Beppo, and that's going to be way more damage. But for now, that's what we're going to try. That's what we're going to try out, and hopefully you guys can build something like this. Moving on to the Intrusion Fight now. The Intrusion Fight is stereotypically a little bit more annoying. Obviously, we have all of the anniversary exclusive characters, all that fun stuff. For the Intrusion Slashes, Powerhouse Driven, get all the good stuff. On turn 2, there's 99 turns of progressive poison. Normal attacks only get a pain for 8,000 damage no matter what you do. Resilience, and then immunity except increased damage taken. If you use an attack boost, a type effect boost, or any chain multiplier boosts, you're going to lose all your positive effects. Then on defeats, you're going to lose one random character to blow away. Again, this is why you want Big Mom Katakuri, just like the final boss. You want to bypass this blow away, and having them as a frame captain is going to allow you to do that. For Battle 3, your middle row gets 5 turns of special reverse. You get 5 turns of special bind on your entire crew. There's 1 turn of a tap limit, so you can only tap with 3 characters for 1 turn, which is super annoying. I haven't actually looked at the batch to see how it gets around that, but the fact you can only tap with 3 characters is going to be a huge problem once you get into the later nav levels. But remember, we're here for 10 million. That's basically the idea of these teams, and if you need to tweak damage teams, like, you can obviously tweak out boosted characters once you hit the 10 million points anyway. You get 99 turns of normal attacks only, full immunity except boost damage taken. Top and bottom row get 10 turns of bind, which will obviously go down to 7 turns of bind after sockets. 5 turns of your middle row getting slot bind, and then 2 turns of a 30 hit barrier. So the team looks like this. This is what we're rocking with. On stage 2, to get around the poison, we're using Magellan. Now, because we have Kuzan on the team, we actually get access to the super type. This completely removes poison, and then applies a poison as well. And with Magellan's level limit break, at level 5, he actually has the ability to apply poison no matter what. So it doesn't matter if they have an immunity, he will apply the poison, which will therefore bypass the resilience. Works out really, really nicely here. So you don't have to worry about that resilience. You can bypass the poison, and then basically you're just covered for this particular stage. You don't really need to use anything else. Now, if you want to use the Luffy special here, you can. I don't think Luffy actually even gets cooldowns, nor do I think it even matters, because his special is only buffing Psy characters. So, unfortunately, like, he's just kind of there. He's going to get special reversed. Kuzan's going to get special reversed as well. But the reason Luffy's here is because we have the support of Sabo. Like, if you don't have the Sabo support, it's going to be really rough. But you could also use the quick Luffy here too. If you actually have the quick Luffy, he's actually going to give you more points. Basically, just like any Luffy or Ace character that is boosted is just going to take this spot with the Sabo support there. Well, combined with the Sabo support, we have the Garb support on Kuzan. That's going to take care of the 5 turns of special bind. And then Kuzan has that very, very nice ability where he can actually bypass the what's it called? He can bypass the 5 turns of special reverse on stage 2. Utilizing Kuzan on turn 2 means that we can bypass all of the bind. With his two-stage special activation, he removes, I believe it's 5 turns of bind, and then he removes 1 turn of bind, right? He removes 5 turns of bind, and then 2 turns of bind. So that's 7 turns of bind, so you actually don't need the support on Sanji. I thought you were going to need that support there, but turns out you don't. Now remember, you can't use an attack boost, you can't use an orb buff. Sorry, you can't use an attack boost, you can't use a type effect boost, and you can't use any chain shenanigans on turn 2. So hopefully, like, literally just with, what's his name? With the Magellan poison, like, that's going to be enough damage to take down this particular stage. We're going to switch with Big Mom and Katakuri, but they're just going to give a little bit of resistance, and that's basically all we have for this stage. So hopefully it's enough. We will find out, obviously, once the event comes around, but for now, this is what we're going to try. If it's not enough, we can just replace Vegapunk with another character that can give, like, some sort of orb buff. Obviously, honestly, Green Bull would be really good here, but Vegapunk's going to give us more points, so that's kind of the play. But yeah, if you just slap Green Bull on there, he's going to give you an orb buff on turn 2, and then that's going to give you more damage. We'll try Vegapunk first, but if we need to, obviously, we'll switch him out for something like Green Bull there. Or just any other character that can give you some sort of buff that's not an attack boost, type advantage, or some sort of chain shenaniganry. On the final stage, like I said, Kuzan's going to take care of the bind. Because we have a Luffy on the team, we can take care of the barrier with the Sanji. We have a chain lock already with Kuzan, so Sanji's basically just here to remove the barriers. It is what it is. But then we have the specials of Big Mom and Katakuri for an orb buff. We have the Magellan double special for an attack boost and a color affinity boost, and then I just had this Vegapunk here as points. So like I said, Vegapunk is just completely replaceable in this team. If you guys need more damage on stage 2, that's pretty much it. And remember, you can only tap with 3 units anyway, so like you realistically only need 3 powerhouse characters. But like Big Mom and Katakuri are the ones that are going to be doing most of the damage. They can remove the slop wind on your middle row. Not that it matters anyway, because like your middle row characters aren't hitting hard. So I guess, like I said, you could like use Katakuri and Big Mom on turn 2, but then you're not really getting the orb buff for the final stage anyway. So it sort of just depends on what the damage looks like. And hopefully this team will help you guys out getting to the most points. But that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Loads!